Welcome to Atlanta, jacking hammers and bows. Back to the mackin' and jacking the clothes. Adolescents packing the foes. A knock on the door. Who is it? I would happen to know, the one with the flow. Who did it?
And welcome back for the second time today. This is the All Around Atlanta Sports Podcast, or Atlanta Teen Sports Center, whatever you prefer to call us. As always, or probably not as always, but for the meantime, for most shows, I'm your host, Blake Newsom, along with two co-hosts for this time. I'm along with my good old co-host, Connor Quinn, and joining for the first time in a few weeks, who's back, Jay Miller. So how you guys doing today?
Doing well. I'm doing good. It's good to be back after I did the first podcast.
Yep.
Trying to get through to this one. So starting off today, I am in Washington right now. So
Now, I'm in Charleston, South Carolina.
I've been here. I'm in Atlanta. I was in Florida a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you can keep going,
First
Joe.
time we've all been in 3 different states.
Well, yeah, you were in Atlanta. Connor was in Phoenix, and I was in Florida, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. This is like the second time. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start off talking about Braves and baseball. So I got here. I actually found out that I was coming a few months ago. So I decided to look up if the Washington Nationals were playing this week. And, of course, they were. When I found out that it was the Braves, I said, oh, gosh.
Yep.
It's the perfect opportunity. It's the first time I've seen the Braves away. So they win game 1, and I was pretty impressed with the 5 home runs, including 2 by our new first baseman, Matt Adams, who is a beast right now.
Yeah.
22 games, 8 home runs in his first 22 games with the Braves. He's on the road to 20 home runs. I really hope not. And my dad was telling me this. He's thinking that they might trade Matt Adams when Freeman comes back. I said, you don't want to. I said, we can't do that. That's a bad deal. Just like all of our other bad trades when we traded away our superstars.
Yeah, the Braves cannot afford to do any more of that. Definitely.
So this game I went to yesterday, the Braves of course won 13-2. It was a pretty good game. My dad and I were 2 of a few Braves fans. I saw a few on the way to the game and at the game. And, well, let's just say when the Braves first scored in the first inning, scored those first 3 runs, when we started cheering, eyes were on us. They were looking at us like as if we were crazy. I say, should have expected it. And I did see some other Braves fans from Cartersville, Georgia. And they were up there for a baseball tournament. And, well, it was a pretty good experience at Nationals Park. I liked it.
Yeah, I've been to Miami before for the Braves 2015 opening day, and I will say, Jay, like you said, you're going crazy when the Braves scored. It is fun to be the obnoxious away fan for once when you're mostly sitting in your own stadium. Like, okay, just shut up. This is not your house. But once you do find that other side, it is quite fun to be the obnoxious away fan. But yeah, as Connor and I saw at the Georgia Swarm game a few weeks ago. Connor, do you want to explain, just before we get to the Atlanta United topic, Connor, do you want to explain like what that other lacrosse fan was like?
I'm sorry.
Do you remember the other lacrosse fan at the game we went to?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable in talking about this, but he was like the only away fan in the whole arena, and it's kind of interesting how he was responding to Rochester's goals.
Yeah. And let's finally.
And I'd also like to talk about when I visited San Francisco. It reminds me a lot of now it reminds me a lot of the setting, and they had just about everything in the stadium looks similar to the way in San Francisco AT&T Park. Like, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, but are you done? Because if you're finished, we can move on to Atlanta United.
Yes, Atlanta United part, yes.
So we're finally getting to the point, guys. I know we're already 5 minutes into it, but we just took a little trip on our Braves memory lane, for our age at least.
I want to before we get to the Atlanta United, I just wanted to compare something. Around, I think it was May 25th, I went to see the Braves at SunTrust Park, playing against the Pirates, and that series actually, the way the Braves played that game actually hurt me pretty bad because they won the first two games pretty well. The third game was and in that last game, I was pretty upset. But then I went to the game yesterday, and I was very impressed because the Braves scored first, third, fifth, and seventh in the first, third, fifth, and seventh innings, and they scored 6 runs in the seventh inning. They didn't have to score another run for the rest of the game, and I was very impressed.
And that's
All right, on to Atlanta United now.
Yeah, but-
Let's go ahead.
yeah. The last thing is, I mean, a lot of Braves fans have known back from the '90s. This is the last thing we promise. We will get to Atlanta United, we promise. But last thing I just want to say is Atlanta United. I mean, the Atlanta Braves are the comeback kids. They are lately though they've been the up and down kids. As if you've seen them take a good series and then they've lose 4 in a row, then they go back to win 4 or 5 in a row, and they'll stay up and around the same record almost all year, pretty much. But yeah, let's finally just move on to the Atlanta United topic here. And of course, we are live on Instagram. That's Blake_Newsom, BLAKE_NEWSOM. We're able to take any questions to Atlanta related, like the Braves, Falcons, Hawks, United, any sports team. I mean, try to make it Atlanta United, but we'll try to answer as many other questions we can. But anyway, let's move on to what went on in the match between Atlanta United and the city I'm in, Charleston Battery, in the U.S. Open Cup between the MLS teams and the United Soccer League teams. And that was definitely... Connor, if you want to take it away at first, because I know you saw most of the match.
Yeah, they did not very... a lot of people probably know who were trying to wait for that match to start after the lightning delay going on for the first 2.5 hours. And then, just in the third minute, it was kind of surprising to me how Atlanta United kind of responded. It seemed like of course, they started a lot of backup defensemen and players in the backfield. They gave in a long throw in that was headed in the third minute, and I thought, oh man, we might end up losing to our, or not losing, but like, this could be a good game to see between our USL affiliates.
And Atlanta did have to come back in that game twice. Weren't they down 1-0?
They did. 3-2 in the final.
Yeah, they were down 1-0 and 2-1. They come back to rally to make it 3-2 in the final. So Atlanta, because I'm sure you know, one of you guys know, because I don't. Does the U.S. Open, when you win or lose, does that count towards your standings in your league or no?
It doesn't count for your MLS standings. The U.S. Open is just a tournament.
Okay, that's just making sure. But other news around the. Oh, sorry, Jay. Sorry, Jay. You can go ahead.
So, Blake, you're in Charleston, right?
Yes.
Is it crazy how the Charleston Battery are playing at Kennesaw State? They played that game at Kennesaw State, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yes, one thing that was.
Wow, that is it.
Yeah, the only sad part about it was. The only thing that was sad about it was as there was a 2.5 hour lightning delay that caused it to take 2 days for the game to finish, technically. And it was supposed to be a sellout. It turned into a lot of people that left over the 2.5 hours because there's not.
Still a pretty good crowd, but
yeah.
But a lot of people left at the same time.
Yeah, there's just there's not enough undercover area for all people to huddle under, and I don't think many, not people are just going to stay for 2.5 hours just to watch a brand new soccer team pick on their affiliate. I mean, some people just come. I'm sure we're just KSU students that just came just for the heck of it, because KSU football doesn't start for a while, so they wanted to see something like Georgia Tech students have been doing for the past few weeks at Bobby Dodd. But yeah, it is funny to think about.
And I just want to harp on something. I don't know if this was because of the delay in the stadium or the way this was scheduled, but I've been kind of upset about the way Atlanta United's schedule has been since June 10th. So they lost to Chicago Fire June 10th. 4 days later, they beat Charleston Battery. 3 days later, on Saturday, they head back to Atlanta against Columbus. 4 days after that, they'll be here in D.C. against D.C. United.
Yeah.
Then they're going back to Atlanta 3 days later. That is a very heavy schedule. When I played, my schedule was never like that, playing games back to back within 5 days of each other.
And it's
I'd also like to point out that manager Tata Martino said that he's really not happy about, as I pointed out last night, he had to use 2 subs at halftime, and then his third sub came from an injury from Anton Ross, and he had some of the different players, and he really didn't want Joseph Martinez to play the whole entire match because he came off an injury. This was his first start since, of course, against Chicago, he came in the second half.
Yes,
but yeah,
that's pretty disappointing. But so I'm kind of hurt that I won't be in town here in DC for this DC United game, but I will be back by Wednesday morning. So hopefully I can see that Colorado Rapids game. Hopefully it does not sell out like all the other games have.
I mean, I've been to one. My dad, not very big soccer fan, just pointing that out there. If he ends up here on the show later, he'll probably just think of why do you say that, but it's the truth. Terry Fox from 92.9 The Game in Atlanta, my dad are good friends, so he offered us free tickets to go down to the Atlanta United versus New York City FC game. I had a fun time, and I did get a little bit bored watching part of it because I'm still getting used to watching soccer fully. But my dad just sat there from probably 3/4 of the game, looking at his emails and such, doing whatever. But I still had a pretty fun time. And another reason I think, like you said, Atlanta has a pretty hard schedule right now. And think of this, like they still have some 2 or 3, like Brad Guzan trying to make his way to Atlanta to take over Alec Can right now. He's still playing for the U.S. team, busy in their tournament, and then you got Greg Garza coming back and forth. A few other young studs for Atlanta are playing for lower U.S. teams. So it's hard for Atlanta to be able to... It's definitely making it harder on Atlanta right now. But yeah.
Well, Connor, I wanted to ask you something. How many games have you been to this season?
I've been to 2 so far. I hope I get to go to the Colorado game.
Okay. Question. I've seen on your snaps, and I've seen on Atlanta snaps, does the parade start? Where does the parade start? Because I know they have parades. Where does it start?
Well, supposedly in the supporters, is what they're actually called, you probably know. But, apparently they start somewhere around the varsity in downtown Atlanta, and they just march from there to the Maridon Stadium.
And that is a long walk.
I haven't joined them yet, but I hope I can join them in Colorado if I go. But I mostly just kind of stand there and watch them come out in the tunnel.
Yeah, and that's a funny thing I want to pull up is when I was at the game when I was there. We parked in the Georgia Tech Hotel parking lot, where I went for the Georgia Tech game a few years ago when I saw. But as a Florida fan, I just wanted to see Georgia play, and I did because even though they beat Georgia Tech. But anyway, I parked in that hotel's parking lot, and that's right down the street from the varsity. So what you have to do is walk right down Georgia Tech's campus. You know where that bridge is? That's like covered in trees, and it's right over the highway. But it's like it makes it look like you're just walking over a normal bridge. You have to walk past that and then turn left as you get all the way past that, and that's how we went to the stadium. Because my dad went to Georgia Tech for normal college to get an engineering degree, so he knew his way around there easily. But yeah, I'm sure they start around the varsity where Connor says, but it is a bit of a ways from the varsity to Bobby Dodd. But trust me, I'm sure the parade is pretty fun.
Yeah, but guess what? It is got to be worth it. Think about it. those fans are loud, and one thing that is bothering me is how
they
many.
are.
One thing that is bothering me inside from the inside is how many fans are going to show up at the games when we move into Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You got a stadium that can fit 70,000 plus people. So I'm sitting here thinking,
Now, do you think
things like this, why wouldn't you open your upper deck knowing that you sold out your first few games with 50,000 fans? That's going to be 10,000 more disappointed fans, and all those other fans are still getting to the game. But apparently there's a rule with the MLS that you can only have about 40,000 fans. I don't think that makes sense because, let's see, the more fans, the more excitement. I guess they don't want to, quote-unquote, imitate the opposite.
Connor, I'm going to interrupt you there for a second.
Okay.
But,
Sorry.
you would think that, some people have got to be thinking, is it just maybe possibly a fluke that they are going to sell out all these games at Bobby Dodd, but as soon as they move into Mercedes-Benz, where they do open up the upper deck or are not able to sell out as much, because, that would be a lot more tickets to sell, or do you think it's just perfect? It's just the perfect amount for Atlanta United to be able to sell out tickets in a little stadium at Bobby Dodd?
Well,
I think.
go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's all right. I wasn't going to say anything.
Okay, so I'm gonna go.
I wasn't going to say anything anymore. Jay. Well,
Okay, but I think petition to I don't know, Arthur Blank, the team itself, we should petition to the team.
Okay. Caulfield. Sorry guys, we're back after, it seems like we're doing a pause almost every episode now, but anyway, Jay had to go, he's busy right now in Washington, D.C., and, yeah, but, Connor, so Jay was basically talking about the capacity of Mercedes-Benz, and Connor, do you want to finish his thoughts of what you think he would have said?
Yes, like Jay said, the MLS rule, at least for now, and hopefully they change it once more teams come to the league, is, I don't really understand this because don't you want more revenue? But apparently the capacity for an MLS game or match, I should say, is 40,000. And like Jay said, we should make a petition to get enough signatures to get to Arthur Blank to somehow we can change this and open up the upper deck and basically just so you can get more money. So I bet as much as Arthur Blank hates not having that stadium open yet, we need to have the upper deck so more fans can come in, is what he was going to say.
Yeah, and I think you just did join the live stream, so hopefully, Jay, if you're still on the live stream, if you still want to text in some thoughts on what you want to do if you can, because I know you said you got to go, but if you're still able to multitask and just text in a few thoughts of what you want to finish saying, that's fine. Because it did say he joined, but I don't know if he's still on. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, let's move on to as we said earlier in the show, Joseph Martinez was able to come back after they said what was his duration injury supposed to be, Connor? It was
it was supposed to be 6 to 8 weeks, but it ended up being around 10, 11, or 12. I forget how long in duration it actually was.
Yeah, but he finally was able to come back, and he was able to play 90 minutes for the first time in quite a while. And he's got a new hairdo color. I think he dyed it, didn't he?
He dyed it gray, I believe. And
the old man running the floor.
Yeah, I remember one person said on one of the Atlanta United posts that it makes him look like he's 80 or something.
Maybe that makes other players want to get out of his way. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's great to see him back out there. He did score a goal last night, didn't he?
Yes, he did. In the 48th minute, which was right at halftime.
Yeah, so it was great to see him back out there. He's able to make his mark right as soon as. The cool thing is you heard on the live stream last night. I know you might have heard it too from the real game, Connor. Is the announcers were saying it's been great for Atlanta to be able to still capitalize on points and stay in the top, near the top of the MLS, even with Martinez being out and people having to hold down the fort for him, and the Atlanta's still been able to pick up wins and be aggressive down the stretch. So it's been great. watch it now with him back. I guess this team will be back to full power as when they started out, swinging out of the gates. So hopefully they'll get back to swinging out of the gates.
Yes, I think, of course, like I said about Tata Martino, I'm not being too happy about, because of course he came in late or like kind of mid second half against Chicago with a sub, and then of course last night he had to play a full match, and of course they got a goal acclaim. And I really got no other thoughts. Did you have any other thoughts, Blake?
No, but do you have any other topics out there that you'd like to touch on?
Well, I just want to remind fans about on Saturday. I forget what time I have to. I believe kickoff is at 7, but I need to clarify.
You mean not kickoff? What's it called? Ball drop.
Well, no, it's kickoff because one team starts off.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's a match starts at 7. Match starts at 7 p.m. On this Saturday, June 17th, against the Columbus Crew at home.
Okay.
Make sure you guys watch it. It'll be on Fox Sports Southeast.
And streaming live, or as they say, because it doesn't work for me, but streaming live on Fox Sports Go. But yeah, if you're able to buy tickets, I mean, trust me, Connor's been to 2 games. I've been to 1. It is a great experience down there at Bobby Dodd to see Atlanta United play. But yeah, I guess that pretty much wraps up this another edition of the All Around Atlanta Sports Podcast, or Atlanta Teen Sports Center, whatever you prefer to call us. I'm your host Blake Newsome, along with my co-host Connor Quinn, and I know we didn't get many texts on the text line with quotation marks from my Instagram live. So
and thank you also to Jay for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Jay, too. But if you guys are able to catch any of the shows, make sure to join on the live stream as well. So you're able to text in your thoughts, because that's pretty much the closest I can get to a text line right now. But anyway, we're starting to drag in our outro pretty long. So thank you guys for listening. I guess we'll see you maybe even later tonight or tomorrow, but make sure to stick around on notifications as you're listening to the All Around Atlanta Sports Podcast, and we will see you next time. See ya.
Welcome to Atlanta, jacking hammers and bows. Back to the mackin' and jacking the clothes. Adolescents packing the foes. A knock on the door. Who is it? I would happen to know, the one with the flow. Who did it? It was me, I suppose. JD in the rolls and Luda's in the cut supreme. Skating down old Nat, tucked and lean. I split your spleen. As a matter of fact, I split your team. No blood on the sneaks.